nothing interesting to talk about right now.
Probably not.
So this one time at band camp.
Fucking engineers.
Fucking engineers. So, how's work?
My work sucks.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I feel like we just kind of right now.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, we got the characters started.
Yes.
I'll be able to start that campaign
Let's see.
after not too long. Because you already got it written, right?
For the most part, it's mostly in here. I just have to write it down, which I haven't had a lot of time since the move. And
Yeah. How's that going?
that first day, 16 hours.
Damn. Well, it was just you, right?
Yeah, it was mainly me moving a house from one to another, and then
You had a U-Haul.
yeah. That did make it a lot better, but I didn't get any help until about,
What time did I show up?
I don't know, 6 or 7, maybe.
Was it really that late?
I feel like it might have been. Granted, I started at like 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, and then I showed up at some point.
Helped lift some of the stuff I couldn't lift by myself.
Yeah, we double teamed all the big shit. And then you were still going, because I left at like 10 o'clock. Was it like 10 o'clock when we stopped?
Yeah.
You kept going.
I didn't get to bed till about 5.
The next morning?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
And I told him too, I was like, dude, because Josie was she was hungry, cranky, falling asleep. So I was like, look, man, I gotta take Josie home. I was like, but I will drop her off, and I'll come right back. We can finish knocking this shit out. And Johnny was like, nah, it's fine. It's
It's
fine.
like, there's no point coming all the way back just to be here for maybe an hour or two and then drive back. I was like, it's whatever. I've already done this rodeo like 7 times already.
You have moved more times than anyone I've ever known.
Yeah.
And which wouldn't be a big deal if it was just your stuff, because I bet your stuff you could probably fit into just like a box.
Mine would fit in a corner of a room, yes. For the most part, I'm a minimalist.
Minimalist?
I'm a minimalist.
Do you live in an anemone?
Yeah. I think the only furniture that I owned before I met Marty was a desk, a futon bed, and a table. That was about it.
Yep.
Everything else was sitting on boxes or was in boxes. And my wife thought I was a serial killer because I had a whole bunch of martial art weapons lying around.
I don't know if I would have gone serial killer. I would have walked in and been like, "Oh, you're one of those guys
Well, she...
who takes pins and hangs up, shurikens on the wall."
Yes. Didn't have any shurikens. Also in an apartment complex. Don't really want to put holes in the walls. But she watches a lot of those like Lifetime movies and the ID mysteries.
So
murders.
she was that mom.
Yeah. I dated a girl once, and her mom was that Lifetime movie enthusiast, and she lived her life like it was a Lifetime movie, and it was the most frustrating thing ever. Because they think everything's got a motive, and every man is out to get ya.
Or there's always like every day something's gonna happen. It's
Yeah.
like,
And if
The
something doesn't happen,
chances-
then they make something happen.
yeah, and it's like the chances of it actually happening are very slim. We live
with
a
sex. Oh, man.
we live a very boring life, so the chances that something does happen, and we don't. We live in a, no, not so much anymore, shady part of Garland.
Yeah, your area is kind of nice now.
You actually used to live right down the street from my parents.
I did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. On the shady side, Cause like
Yeah,
that one
area.
street.
Lots of trees.
yeah, that one side of the street when we lived on the side on your mom, we had no problem. When we lived on that side of the street, it was no problem. But then we'd hear like gunshots on the other side of the street. There was over there by the school that we lived by. FBI took like tent, made a camp there because they were making a drug bust in that area. There's like all sorts of shit going down on that, and it was just divided by one street. It was like nice.
No, my parents had like is now having like the hood Mexican like scene. Like every weekend is the Tejano music with the lowrider with the gas. Like we'll be in the living room, wherever in the house, and we'll hear. It's like
Neighbors are home.
Dude, if someone had that horn, that'd be awesome. So you still got a pile of shit in your living room? Are you working it down? Because when I left that day, you had we built a mountain in your big empty living room.
So the big empty living room is now not as empty, but
You got the couches moved in?
we have the couches moved in. They're not put together yet, but I've gone through most of the boxes, sorted them out to their rooms, and so all of the stuff she needs to go through is up against the wall in the living room, which is about 50% of the stuff.
Just 50?
Yeah, something like that. And then, I just gotta set everything up. Which reminds me, I need to set up my desk for game night. I play game night with my dad. We go online and we play Fallout. Yeah, my dad does this. He does. He's a pastor, and he'll be sitting there and when he's thinking, it's like hang on, let me get that. It's like
You look way more like your dad than I think you realize.
Oh no, I know I look almost exactly like my dad. I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, fuck. I was like, damn it, I'm gonna look like my old man, because my old man always says, one of these days you're gonna look exactly like me. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Yeah. It's very sad. I'm already crowning up here. It's getting thin.
Oh man.
And then if I go like this, I feel my mouth making certain facial expressions that he makes.
That one I go, oh, that's what that face feels like.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, I probably look like my dad right now. Damn it.
yeah, supposedly there is like this Paulhamus grin that we have. It's like whenever we're like trying to lie or like be serious but lying, there's this light little grin. I mean, to the naked eye, it's pretty much from going here to here. But there's a couple people of our friends that's like, you're lying. It's like, no, I'm not. You're grinning. I'm like, I'm not doing anything.
I'm not fucking grinning. I'm not fucking grinning.
God. Shut up.
Oh yeah. Well, that's awesome, dude. I know. I told Josie. I was like, I'm glad they finally were able to just say,
It sucked.
fuck it. We got to just get out, get our own place. I've been saying that for a while. Like, y'all need your own space, especially with that baby. You can't be surviving in a room.
We were in a 10 by 10 room.
Yeah, it was small.
Three
it was
of us.
small.
And then we, for a while, for a year, me and Ashley lived with her mom and stepdad.
But are her parents hoarders?
Ashley's parents were not hoarders, but her mom was a food hoarder. Like, going into that fridge, I mean, you had to, like, snake your way in to get, like, the lettuce in the back or that little piece of grape.
A piece of grape? A piece of grape. I need that piece of grape.
They bit out of it. It's like, I'll save that for later.
You come the next. Ashley, Who the fuck ate my last piece of grape? I had one piece of grape right there. Who fucking ate it? But
It was just like, it was so packed. I mean, it was nuts.
it was so packed, all he could keep was a piece of grape.
This is my corner.
Yeah, that was like the only thing. And the dogs. Fucking dogs piss me off because there's 2 Chihuahuas, or Chihuahuas,
God.
a pug, and a lab.
I hate chihuahuas.
Does anybody like chihuahuas?
My
Besides
wife.
people who own chihuahuas?
No, her stepdad's name is Sean, ironically.
Oh,
And spelled
okay,
the same way.
okay.
He works nights, evenings to late nights. So every time that he came home around 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, what did the dogs do? Or
When our dog would shut the fuck up. Hey, I don't like that shit. I don't like it. I don't like it. And you yell at someone enough, and they know.
not these fucking dogs. They were retarded as fuck.
Well, they're chihuahuas then.
They knew the spray bottle,
Well,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
but they didn't teach it. They didn't teach the dogs, shut up.
But see, that's the thing. If you don't teach the dog, then of course they're going to be little shitheads because they don't know anything, and all they start putting things together themselves based on what they see versus like you telling it like this is the behavior that is rewarded, this is not. And if you don't do that, then yeah, they're going to be little shits. I know anything there is to know about raising kids, dogs, whatever. I'm an expert. You know how many kids I've had? Like 7. Don't tell Josie.
And where are these kids now?
Yeah, you guys have never seen in that room, have you?
Is that what all that thumping was over there?
Yeah.
Chain sounds and cage locking and.
I've never lived with Josie's dad.
He probably appreciates that.
I don't know. He likes me. I feel like he'd be totally cool.
There's a difference between liking somebody and living with somebody.
Oh, that's definitely true. That's for sure true. Have you met her dad? Like outside of that one time you met her dad?
I've met her dad in several different spots.
He is a fantastic guy, but he has no technological skills whatsoever. He was still using a flip phone until last year, until we made him get a...
I was just about to ask him.
He did. He had a flip phone. And he was like, oh, it's fine. It's good. It works. And then it doesn't. It was broken. But so we finally got him to trade in the phone and get one that worked. He goes up there and he's like, I want one like this. And the guy's like,
we don't sell those anymore. Those are in museums.
and so of course the guy tried to, get him to go like for an Android or an iPhone or something like that. But yeah, so the guy tried to upsell him to an iPhone. He was like, I don't want that shit. I'm just gonna walk out of here if you're not gonna give me what I want. He's like, all right. I do have this one. It's like, like a $50, smartphone.
Yeah, one of those basics.
Yeah.
But you never know. Somebody could be like, hey, look what I saw. And show me, he's like, oh.
Again, I know this man well enough. It's almost like, hey, Jose, isn't this your son-in-law? Huh? Huh? Yeah.
What about him?
Like, no, listen to what he's saying. Huh? Okay. Like, he doesn't give a shit so much. I don't know. He's a funny guy. Have you ever met him?
I
yeah.
try not to talk around him.
You start doing your accent thing?
Yeah. So I apparently have an issue wherever I am and I'm talking to somebody. If they have an accent, I kind of start picking up that accent. Not really intentionally. It just kind of bleeds into it. And then I start, like, if I'm talking to a Mexican, it turns into broken, like, hey, I don't know. I can't do it right now. It's just subconsciously. All my
get one of your wives in here.
well, Josie and Maricel is too white.
They
But
might
it's-
look
it's the
Mexican,
people- yeah.
but they talk white,
It's the people with the heavy accents,
like her dad.
like her dad. I don't even notice I'm doing it sometimes. Sometimes I catch myself, but it's just like the only time I'm able to do, like, if I force, like doing this, the only time I'm able to force an accent, I sound like Cheech.
I think that's every white man.
Yeah. But he does have a super thick accent.
Yes, he does.
Does he say anything about that?
About his accent?
No, about me.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
No. He doesn't.
Like, what is this white boy over here?
He knows your face, but he doesn't put that together.
Okay.
The fact that you were the one who dropped Josie off that one night.
God, that was so bad.
You're well, I guess back then, you're one of the safe boys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I was the non-threat to all dads.
But I've been on his good book. I mean, since me and Josie have been dating, really, and it wasn't even that hard because from what I hear from like you guys and her other friends is that the guys that came before me were kind of pieces of shit.
She. No, the way that how me and you have conversated that one night about how some things go between you and your wife.
You talking about that drunken night?
Yeah, that drunk
Yeah.
night.
When we were complaining about our wives.
Yes. When she goes crazy, like, she does sometimes.
Again, another part we can clip. We all know Josie can go batshit crazy for no reason, and she is extremely hard to handle.
Boy.
We all know that.
But what woman doesn't? My wife did that actually within a week.
My wife doesn't.
You know, honestly, man, I think Ashley would be the hardest one to deal with. I think Ashley might be harder to deal with than Josie.
You're talking mad shit about Josie. She's like,
She doesn't scare me that much.
I was about to say, okay, this is the one when I dunked her, and she like, I don't know, she's got weird ears. And both you and Big Matt went jumping out of the pool, going, oh shit! When she came out of there, like, ah!
Either way, I think Ashley would be harder to handle. Maybe that's just
Yeah.
because I'm starting to get used to how to deal with Josie.
Finally.
It's not an easy thing to learn, man.
Yeah.
No, I should talk shit about my wife. It's a bad idea.
You know, because I can honestly say, like, the more we vent when we get like together like this, it makes it easier because I get fresh ideas on, okay, maybe I'm doing this wrong. You know, maybe it is a...
You are.
Yeah. So what are you gonna say about
Whatever
mine?
she says is right.
Yeah.
Like today,
Mm.
bugged the shit out of me. It's like, all right, we're gonna go at 5. I said, okay, fine. And then it's like, well, we'll be there. I told you about Hawaiian time because
Mhm.
you know how she is. We're always late. But then she's like, oh, I need you to do this. Oh, and this. Oh, and this. Oh, and this. Oh, and this. I'm like, I gotta fucking go.
Oh, might as well. Can you just cancel because I want you to do my stuff instead?
Yeah, I'm like, I mean, I managed to get everything done and here in a decent time. But it's like, I only get one day to hang out with you guys, and I'm like, I just want to go hang out.
But yeah, I know what you mean. Like, it's like I got one day. Just stop for that one day.
Yeah, I feel like she does it on purpose, though.
I think they all.
I think they do, but I don't think. I think it's more of a subconscious on purpose than a very aware trying to fuck with you thing. I think it's just them going, no, but us. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, it's like I know the shit needs to be done, but I feel like the timing is always so perfect for
Well, it's
her.
because they're so good. At least Josie is so good at like when you're not planning anything, you got all the time to do whatever they need. They don't have anything for you to do. No, nothing. As soon as you plan something, oh, but this needs to be done before you do that. This needs to be done before you do that.
I will start my fucking game when she's gone, and I'm like, oh, this could be a perfect time to game. And it's as soon as I started, ring, 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 ring. Oh, hi, can you go to the bank and... Turn off.
Yeah, that's just married life, I think.
Yeah, I got off work she's known about this for a whole week. Because I asked her, hey, are we having it, like, last Saturday, Sunday? I was like, hey, do we have anything planned for next week? No, I don't think so. Okay, I wanted to see if the guys want to get together and do a podcast. Okay. Whenever I got home, she's in the living room on the Xbox, which she doesn't play that often because she's in school, she works full time and whatnot. So yeah, I understand. Let her have some fun because she doesn't always have it all the time. So yeah. Finally get done sitting on the couch. Kind of do the reverse role.
You do the size this time.
Yeah, I do the size.
Flip the roles if you were the one stuck on the game. I don't think she would have been as patient if she was trying to go do something.
No. And she knows that I'm very punctual. Like, if we're supposed to, let's say 5 o'clock is what time we got to be at this place for this event. Oh, I'm going to be there 15 minutes early.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what. Oh,
the
dishes need to be ran? Well, fuck it, we need to leave now because this is our thing now.
I've had to get used to that, being late.
You know, yeah. Yeah, you guys are late all the time. I feel better.
Oh, God.
Oh, man. So how's the job situations going, guys? Because mine is dog shit. I work for someone who is not a very good person. They're just not a good person.
I get a lot of those.
Yeah, they're very selfish, self-centered, but they also really don't know what they're doing. They've never owned a business before, so they're trying to learn everything, but they're so self-assured, I guess.
Blue science. A lot like
Blue science.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so she won't accept help or knowledge or anything from anybody else, and what she does is right until she figures out on her own that it's wrong. It's a very toxic environment. Yeah. Oh, dude. Okay, so I'm the certified forklift trainer operator there, and I was over the warehouse. Last week, one of the guys ran over one of the girls' feet on the forklift, ripped her foot open. You can see her bones. She had to have like skin graft surgery. She's gonna be out for like weeks.
Can't imagine what that felt like.
I got blamed for it.
Because you didn't train them properly.
And because I had pallets in the way. Even though the pallets that were in question were about 10, 15 feet away from where the incident happened. I got blamed for that shit. Because if I didn't have such an unsafe work environment, it wouldn't have happened.
Okay.
Yeah, isn't that fucking crazy?
Yeah, that's bullshit.
You want to know what's even crazier? The girl that got her foot ran over? Well, first she admitted that she was in the wrong. She knows what she did wrong. She knows that what she did caused the accident. But but what's crazy is she didn't cry. She didn't scream. She didn't pass out.
That's a tough pitch.
She sat there with her foot ripped open the entire time, waiting for the paramedics to come while they're talking to her. She even helped them move her from the thing from the gurney onto the.
She a redhead?
No, she's Mexican.
Damn.
Tough ass Mexican broad.
I would have been like, fucking shut up!
Yeah, so we're all just standing there while she's just.
That just happened.
Pretty much, like, no joke, like, because she had her leg kind of just kicked out in front of her. She was sitting on the ground, and she's just sitting there. We're all running around trying to find towels and stuff, and the pool of blood is just spilling out onto the floor, just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and she's just.
She's got to be on something. I mean, come on.
I think she's just a tough bitch.
Jeez. You still in the gun business?
Yes, I'm still a gun salesman. I work at a police supply store. I'm just on the gun side of it. Sell all of it, but I sell the guns.
You were going for something. What was it? Police?
Yeah,
Fire. Firefighters.
Yeah, firefighters. I'll just start over. Yeah, so I did the physical portion, and from what I've heard, it was 6 to 8 weeks. I should hear something back for the polygraph, the lie detector. couple of weeks out, I emailed them, hey, just wanted to confirm this is what I actually heard, and is the polygraph the next step? Because I'm hearing some of the firefighters said, oh, this was your final step. From what they said from the recruits. Just finally got something back, and it's, what, week 5, 6? Yeah, the polygraph will probably be somewhere around August.
Oh, damn.
Another 4 months. I'm like, man, I was expecting to get hired on by that time.
Yeah.
But no, well, we'll see. I'll keep on bugging them. Hopefully they'll kind of push my name and
You have to go probably through all that paperwork.
yeah, polygraph, more of the background, and then interview.
Well, at least by this time next year, you should be a firefighter, right?
Hopefully, yes, I should.
Sliding down them poles. Working with them hose. Have you done any of the training yet?
I did the physical part, which
Okay.
killed
You
my
don't
ass.
remember when he did the pepper spray training?
No, that was
That was
something
security.
years. Yeah, that was security.
Yeah.
That wasn't that long ago, was it?
Yeah, that was whenever we were living in our first apartment,
Was that really that long ago?
Yeah.
which was about 4 years ago.
That was funny though.
Oh shit.
Yeah. But
I didn't want pepper spray because I didn't want to go through that.
it was a good experience. It sucked. At least I know I had a reaction to it. So if I ever got sprayed again, I know how to
Yeah.
react and calm myself.
Yeah. I value I'm weird about my eyes. I don't like anything near it. If if something pokes it or touch it, I start to freak out. I have like a panic attack. Like just getting a flake of metal, I was having a panic attack because I was like, oh no, they're gonna have to extract it and they're gonna be touching my eye. Like I won't get LASIK just because I know what they do. And I'm like, no, fuck that. So yeah, if I got pepper sprayed, oh my god,
Dude, I can't even give Josie eye drops.
Yeah.
Like she had something in her eye the other day. I was like, well, I don't see anything. Let me just grab some drops. We'll just flush it out. So she's like, okay, doing one of these. Okay.
Yeah.
So as soon as I pick the eye drop up,
See, like, just
as soon
you
as I pick
talking
it up,
to it, it's
she
making
goes,
my eyes water.
I'm like, Josie, you have to open your eyes. She's like, okay. Pick it up. So then I was like,
That's what I do. I
was like, all right, let's do this a different way. Look up in the air. She looks up. I was like, now close your eyes. She goes, huh? I'm like, close your eyes. And then don't flinch. When I tell you to open them. So she closed her eyes, and I just dropped the drops on her eyelids, her closed eyelids. And then I said, all right, now open your eye. And it,
That's what I do. I hit it in the corner, and then I kind of blink and work it in. Just talking about it's making my eyes water, guys. This is bugging me.
Growing up, what my mom used to do is she had me laying down on my back. She'd sit down in front of me, so here's my head, here's my feet, and she pinned her legs over my arms.
to
What my
keep
mom
you
did.
down.
That's
And
what
pretty
my
much
mom
hold
did.
my head between her legs, facing forward. She's like, you're just gonna have to just look up at the ceiling. Don't worry about what the eyedropper is or where my hand's at. Just look up at the ceiling or the fan. That speckle, just look there and
Yeah, I've never had a problem with that sort of stuff. Now, what I do have a problem with is my Adam's apple. I don't touch it. Other people don't touch it. Clothes don't touch it. Don't fuck with my throat.
Did not notice
On
that.
this.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I have a huge issue with my Adam's apple.
Because my cousin, you gotta watch out for her. Granted, she still doesn't really do it as much anymore. But when she was younger, she'd go up and go, boop, I got your goozle. You have any thing that you're weird about? Since we're
my butthole. Clearly, nothing goes around there except for
Wait,
toilet
since
paper.
when?
Shut up. Yeah, I'm not too sure.
I also don't put things in my ear. I've gotten better with my ear. But I used to be
I gotta clean every
well, no,
time I
like
shower.
me cleaning, fine, whatever.
Mhm.
But if you start trying to stick your fingers near my ear or something, yeah, I'm like, Wah! But that's kind of gone away a little bit.
I always play with my ears.
I know, I want to finger ear holes.
Oh, these ones.
Yeah,
Josie hates this.
but
I stick my finger through my piercings.
I don't want
Have you ever tried to stick your dick through it?
Yeah, get stuck. But it was before I gauged them up this big,
Oh.
so that's probably why.
Oh yeah, probably.
Hey, that's, you almost put your pinky in there, so that's.
Just about. What I can do is I'll take like those glow sticks and I'll put like some big hoop earrings. And people ask me like, "What? Doesn't that feel weird?" I'm like, "No, it just feels like my ear." Like
you feel probably like a little tug on
you
your
feel
ear,
yeah,
but,
you just
but you're used to it.
The same as if you were just doing this. It's
Yeah.
exactly what it feels like.
I thought I had something, but I didn't. But it never really happened, so it doesn't. Fingernails, like the whole like, I forget there was a movie that, but lady was being dragged, and like she was like, I don't know why they do it, but they always try to like grab with their fingernails, which of course is never gonna happen.
And their fingernails just
Just
start
like
ripping off.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
So even whenever I think about it, I like enclose, like I just do this, or I like enclose
make
my
sure your
fingernails.
fingernails are still
Yeah.
shoved in all the way. I know what you mean on that one.
But I have the really nice, not nice, but it's like a real torture thing. If I were to ever torture anybody, and I wanted to mess with their fingernails, bottle opener.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just like get in there. Don't do it like just go slow.
How about this? How about just take some sewing needles and just like put it right up underneath and just start flicking it till it goes all the way.
We need to change subjects. This is actually why I didn't become a firefighter, because they also want you to be a first responder, and I am quite squeamish.
Yeah, blood doesn't. As far as I know, I mean, I've seen blood.
But see, speaking of blood, okay, I was telling you about the story where her foot was bleeding out just Wednesday or whenever it was. We've got one guy that works there who is always like, yeah, when in Mexico, I went to nursing school, and, I'm a certified, nurse, da-da-da-da. Always talking about that, how he's gone through all that training. He is so squeamish. He walked into the room where she was bleeding out, and he damn near passed out. He started getting all shaky. Like, it turned into people having to calm him down, and he wasn't even involved.
Okay, so I guess the empowering smell of vomit kind of makes me gag. And of course, others people's shit.
Yeah. How about their brains? Scooping that off the highway.
I don't know. I never witnessed it, so I'm not too sure how I'm going to handle it.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I don't know if you know. I went through the training, fire department training. I went through the academy, and I stopped going. I had mainly because of my breathing issue, but the other reason was because they wanted me to be a first responder, and I'm like,
All
I just wanted to fight fires. I didn't want to do that.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me. I'm not squeamish, but I still don't want to deal with it.
No. You're just a
Hopefully.
janitor for the city, pretty much.
Hopefully.
And occasionally fight fires.
When you do go through the academy, you don't get an old man for your partner when they're doing the hoses. 'Cause that shit sucks. I had an old dude, he was probably 60. I'm like, really? I'm gonna do this now? But he was determined. I was like, whatever. But I don't know if you know, but eventually you'll find out if you don't know. Those hoses, they have a lot of kickback. And so one of the guys, or in some cases, I know they have different ways of handling it, but one of the guys usually is behind you, and they're holding onto the hose. That way you can just go, all the pressure's taken off, and you can focus on that.
On aiming, yeah, sure.
Right.
Okay.
This guy was having issues holding that hose, and it kept pinching the shit out of my arm. Like the hose would like bend, and it would pinch my arm. I'm like, fuck, and it like pinched the inside of my arm. What the fuck are you doing back there?
He's over there.
His feet aren't even on the ground. No, that would happen if you had me as a partner. I'd be like hands and legs wrapped around the hose, and I'm just like in the air doing that.
I probably would have liked you as Rescue Randy. That's the part that I basically kind of flunked out of. Sitting still, washing the truck, walking around, all that stuff. I lasted longer than all the other firefighters, or all the cadets at least. I don't know if the other firefighters. in their tanks, because what they wanted to do is they want you to feel what it feels like for that tank to go empty and that mass to suck on your face, so you don't panic the first time it happens, and so you can take it off calmly. Not going, so they wanted us to empty out a tank, so we were just sitting around, and I guess it was taking too long, so like, go wash the truck. So we started washing the truck, and I guess that was taking too long, so like, go walk around, and we walked around. It's taking too long. Well, then they're like, oh, food's here, bye, you gotta stay out here until we finish eating, or until you finish, then you can come eat. And I was the last one out, but once we started doing the live training, and we had to they'd smoke up one of their houses, and you go in there and you find Rescue Randy, and you have to drag him out. I started falling over, and they're like, get it off of him! They start stripping my gear off, and they put me on O2, and that's how I got my second nickname, O2. I was the only cadet that needed oxygen. My first nickname was Bones. Just because I was like skin and bones compared to everybody else. Everybody else was either muscular or they were fat.
Then, yeah.
So, for the viewers, I've been doing the Lent thing, even though I'm not really religious. My wife was raised Catholic, so we're following the Catholic rules. And you're not allowed to have meat every Friday during Lent. And then the first week and the last week, it's like Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I'm not allowed to have meat. So what I gave up was sodas, and I significantly reduced the amount of sugar that I intake. So like all my sweet snacks, my pretzel M&Ms that I love so dearly, ice cream, all that gone. I had to go cold turkey. I was like, man, look at that fucking cookie. It looks so damn delicious. I was having food porn thoughts about chocolate. And
Dude, I've said it before. I don't get it.
Dude.
How is that supposed to bring you closer to God? If all you think about is how you're not doing the things that you're trying to give up.
Yeah, I think it's something about, I'm not 100, you think I would be, my dad being a pastor. I'm not 100% on this section of religion. I think it has to do about, what you kind of going through something or other. I'm doing a terrible explanation here. You're giving up something that you enjoy the most, just like somebody else did in the Bible. Can't remember who it was. I'm assuming it's Jesus.
He did wander the desert.
Yeah, of course I'm not religious either. When he was crucified until he was resurrected, so Easter, his second birthday.
Yeah.
How long was that?
3 days.
So is that how long?
No.
Lent's 40 days.
Fuck that.
Yeah. I've been without my sweets for 40 days.
So so Easter is the day that he rose. Passover would be the period in between, but the entire thing is called. Oh shit! I blanked out.
Lent.
Is it?
That's what I've always known it as.
I've always learned it.
The 40 days was
no,
Lent.
it's called like the Easter something. If I don't know, I can't remember. But yeah, no, the Passover is 3 days. But you're giving up. Lent would be the entire
40-day process. And
So they're original. They were the originators of like the challenges that we're seeing.
40-day food challenge.
But since I kind of do it just to kind of cleanse.
Mm-hmm.
Like this round, I really wanted to kind of curb my. It is an addiction. People say, "Oh, that's not an addiction." I mean, I kind of went
Addictions
through.
can be anything
Yeah.
that take away that you do on a somewhat uncontrollable basis that affects yourself or others around you.
I went through
Or gives you pleasure in
Yeah.
any sorts of way.
I went
Yeah,
through.
but if you're talking about the word addiction, it's got the negative connotation. If you
Sure.
do something all the time that doesn't hurt anything, then who cares? I eat all the time. I wouldn't say I'm addicted to food. I need it for 5, and I eat it every day, but I'm not addicted.
And see, I went through a form of DTs. Like, it wasn't nearly like as strong or as violent as somebody on crack or something like that. But like I still got headaches. I got very irritable. Like
The same thing happens when you cut out caffeine.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I mean, I was just like, oh, miserable. And then the second week, it got a little bit easier. But every fucking time I see something sweet, I'm just like,
That's an addiction.
Yeah.
It's like when people say, that if you're an alcoholic, you're always going to be an alcoholic, right? Because that temptation will never go away.
yeah, no, that night, so awful.
That was at my house, right?
Yeah, it was your house. I don't remember if it was a birthday of yours or what. I got drunk. I was hitting back the platinum Budweisers. Was it
Yeah,
Budweiser?
Bud Light Platinums.
Yeah, Bud Light Platinums. I don't remember how many I drank. And then I had Taco Bell with it. I don't eat Taco Bell, but apparently I had Taco Bell with it. And that was the first time and only time that I've thrown up while drinking. And I was sick for like 3 days.
Oh, damn. Dude, I've thrown up countless times from drinking, but only because liquor fucks with my stomach. I mean, there's been times like I go to parties with people, a couple drinks in, I'm already on the side of the house just vomiting. They're like, "Damn, are you trashed?" No, it hurt my tummy. It hurt my tummy. My stomach hurts.
You know what I do miss though? Jaeger bombs. Those are so damn good.
Yeah.
Never had them.
Do you like licorice?
I'm not a huge fan of Jaeger.
Yeah, but it's with an energy drink.
I do like Red Bull.
So you're.
So everybody uses Red Bull. I hate Red Bull. We've always used Monster.
I could go either way.
Red Bull just has a much more citrusy flavor. Like I can see why they use Red Bull.
Citrus with licorice.
Now,
I don't know.
as the viewers, if we have any.
We have
do
one.
have one.
We have one. Let's talk about our subscriber. We have
one.
Yes,
subscriber.
Who is this?
I forget the name of their channel. Hold on, let's look it up. If we're gonna talk about him and
We'll
post
bleep
this,
his name because.
No, it would. I don't even know if it was a he, but no, fuck it. They subscribed. If anyone wants to know who this person is, then they can just go look at our subscriber.
Mhm.
Okay, there we go. All right, let's see. I don't quite know how to look it up. Especially
Whoever
on
you
the-
are, thank you for just subscribing.
Well, okay, yeah, fair enough. Because if you're subscribing at this point in the podcast, when we still don't know what we're doing or how we're doing it, and it's fucking awful,
And it's changing every fucking episode.
then more power to them.
He's like, these guys, they seem like they're going to be interesting. Maybe in the future. Right now they suck, but you know.
We
who
do
knows?
suck right now, and maybe in the future we will be.
Okay, here it is because he commented.
I mean,
too.
I see that it says one
He
subscriber.
commented as well. His name is Fransico Alfaro.
Hopefully we didn't butcher that. Do we know this guy?
I don't think so.
Nope. He's just some random dude that
He
decided to watch our video.
He happened to find it, which is super cool. So Francisco.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
Thanks, man.
You should comment more. But Francisco, if you're watching, hey.
So I had texted you all the other day about the fact of the day.
Oh,
fact of the
nice.
day.
Fact of the day.
So anyways, here he goes. Fact of the day. In 1929, 2 Princeton professors used a live cat to use as a telephone. Yeah. So what they did is they took the live cat.
And they threw it across the room. I'm sorry.
They cut out the head, the skull. They got to the auditory nerve system, and they plugged in the wiring for the telephone. They took the receiver and then, getting ahead of myself. They attached one end to the telephone wire to the nerve and the other to a telephone receiver, pretty much creating a transmitter. They took the receiver 50 feet away to another room, a soundproof room, and the guy with the cat spoke in its ear, and the guy in the other room heard everything.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah, a live cat used as a telephone in its ear. So pretty much the experiment proved that at the time when a sound got louder, the frequency got higher.
How did they prove that with the cat?
I didn't read all. Well, it didn't explain.
That's nuts.
Yeah, it was just interesting. They used a fucking live cat to use as a telephone.
That's some weird shit.
That is weird. Was it Schrodinger's cat? Was he alive or dead? Nobody get that joke. Francisco, do you get that joke?
It's gonna be the running joke now.
Oh yeah, Francisco's gonna be a part of this podcast now.
We're just gonna look at the camera. Are you watching, Francisco?
Yeah, submit a little video to us. We'll link the our email down below. Do a little video. Send it to us. Say hello.
Throw that up on the podcast.
Yeah, do a little
This is our only friend, Francisco. And he's probably going like, oh fuck no, I subscribed to that one by accident. I didn't mean to click subscribe. I was trying to click downvote.
my phone glitched. It's gonna be funny when he really does that. They're like, oh fuck, we gotta really commit now.
I hope he does.
Yeah.
Although that was a much better fact of the day, I'm sure, because you gave me no openings to talk shit. The other, well, okay. I think you think that this one was better. I think the other one's better because I had more fun just talking shit.
But how big is it?
You gotta realize that shit's gonna happen, John.
No, what was funny is when he started editing.
So yeah, we were both editing it. Continue.
And the edits between what I was editing and what he was doing, it was so different because the way I thought about it was like Sean's not used to laughing at himself, also not used to listening to himself. None of us really
I was
are.
about to say, I'm not used to listening to myself. I don't even know how I sound.
Yeah, but you're not editing. So
Except
you're
for
not
that one
editing.
video you did send, I was like, ha! I was like, what the fuck, is that really my laugh?
Yeah.
All right.
And so I was like, I don't think he's used to like seeing himself or hearing himself or like allowing himself to be the butt of the joke. So he was like, yeah, I just cut out the whole fact of the day. I was like, why did you cut out the whole thing? That was, in my opinion, that was the best part of that episode. And he was like, I just didn't like it. He didn't like it because
So I went back to it, and I just cut out to pretty much just be like me just saying the fact of the day with cutting out all the bullshit.
all the funny part.
All the funny parts. Make myself look stupid. So, then...
I do that on a regular basis.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It is weird editing. Like Kavi said, it's weird. I'm watching myself. I'm seeing what I'm doing. I'm noticing a lot of things. I'm like,
It makes me feel like self-conscious. Like you have to get to
Yeah.
the point, because like I could told you, it was like you guys remember on the very first time we recorded, I was texting you guys constantly, going like, "I'm a fucking idiot. This is stupid." But I think
now I get it, and
Mhm.
it's like, okay.
as long as you don't become too critical of yourself, you take those notes that really stood out to you and you go, "Okay, I'll work on those." But then
Mhm.
it's like really about just okay, that's just who I am.
Like one of the things I notice is that I have to. I sometimes speak on a lower volume, so I gotta.
You do have that deeper voice.
Well,
No, you just get quiet.
I'm volume wise.
Yeah, like you start getting intense about something and you're just trying to explain that this is what I was saying to her. Is this, and you don't realize
Yeah.
that that's not being picked up
You
hardly.
have to project.
Yeah.
And then while editing the last episode, whenever you were talking about like your diseased hand, and you like
Oh yeah.
I was like, okay, there has to be a way to adjust the volume. How do I do that? YouTube. Did that. Okay, that seemed a little too technical, so I just like cut that little scenario out, or that portion of you screaming, and just like lowered the volume. So if someone were ever to listen with earbuds, it's like, yeah, it's like.
I was like.
So then all of a sudden I was.
That was good
Yeah.
times.
Oh, we forgot to do the intro. And it's too late now.
No, it's not. The power of editing.
What was that like?
I mean, this was kind of hodgepodgey. We just kind of sat down and started talking.
We really didn't know what we're. I know that I had the fact of the day.
But that was about it.
Yeah, that was about it.
Nothing else was planned. It was just
Yeah.
kind of sitting around chit chatting.
I honestly, I just kind of, I was just down just to chill, work on the character sheet, and, you know.
We got a good chunk of it done.
Well, okay. As the last talking point for this episode, we can actually talk about, since we've actually made a step to put this together. So we've kind of played with the idea of doing games on the podcast. You know, just as a way of like getting talking points, doing stuff that like keeps us busy. So any dead time is a little more interesting. So you started to put together a D&D campaign.
Yes, you guys were interested in playing D&D,
Very.
and I am the only one with experience. So I have never really DM'd before. I know how.
Because your dad was your DM.
Right, and I've stared at the DM book for a while. Yeah, pretty much. You
Not
know,
even opened it.
Before Maricela, I had a lot of time on my hands, and so I've looked on those books up and down.
What he called his penis.
Looked at
Nice.
it a lot. So I have a basic understanding of everything I need to do and supposed to do, and the way I'm designing this thing, it's going to be very simple. It's basically a game of survival.
Because you're basically you're making it to where it's something we can play on like a single run or one shot. Basically, it's like a one shot we can do over and over in the same little area.
Yeah, and it's kind of like a mixture between the Mockingjay Hunger Games and
Like Maze Runner.
Maze Runner. It's kind of like an ever-changing island.
I've never seen those movies, so.
Oh, they're interesting.
Okay, well, they're books. First
Yeah.
of all, you illiterate douchebag. I'm sorry, that look you gave me seems so sincere. I'm totally joking. But the synopsis is Hunger Games is you throw all these kids into a domed enclosed area and make them fight to the death. One man comes out alive.
Basically,
So
yeah.
pretty much the new like battle royale style
Yeah.
Fortnite PUBG.
I think it was kind
This
of
is-
before
yeah.
all that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Once-
And then Maze Runner is they show up in this enclosed area, not knowing how they got there, why they got there, who put them there, and they just have to figure their shit out while being surrounded by an ever-changing maze. So
Right.
he kind of took those two concepts and screwed them together.
And then when I started talking about it out loud, it started to sound like PUBG.
PUBG.
Yeah, and Fortnite. I was like, oh well. That's not really where I was going, but that's kind of basically what you're doing. You're gonna end up washed up on the island. It's an island, and you're gonna have a backpack. You're gonna have a set of clothes on you. You'll have a note from the order. That's the group that put you there.
Like just stapled on my chest.
No, it's gonna be in the backpack. It's gonna be in the backpack, and then I'm thinking about giving y'all a random item in there. I was gonna give you nothing, but then I was thinking, I could like make a little chart and then roll percentiles to see what you get. If it's like flint or frying pan or a knife or an axe,
Stapler.
a stapler,
With a swing line
piece of string, or like
A rat on a stick.
a piece of string.
like
Rat on a stick.
a 50-foot piece or a rope, like
A
you
50-foot
get.
string. I've got 50 foot of string, guys.
And so
Giant needs flossing.
and then if you guys meet up, which I probably will make you'll meet up sooner than later.
Well, if
you
it's on
guys-
an island, I feel like it's going to happen.
Yeah, that's very possible. Can happen. And basically, you guys just try to survive. There's going to be animals. There's going to be random monsters. There's going to be other people. There's going to be the army. I've made a cookie cutter army. they're going to be wandering around for different reasons. They may be putting somebody on the beach, or they may be putting somebody on the beach. They may be just walking around trying to kill somebody for whatever reason. They're like, go thin the herd. They're not doing anything, so they'll go walk around and try to find you.
I was like, I hear something.
That's my wife, probably figuring out where the fuck I am.
Oh, we're winding down. We're winding down. You might as well.
Hey, how's it going? Okay.
I'm useless.
There you go.
Okay.
Ouch. Tell her to say hi to Francisco.
Hey, babe. I'm gonna put you on speaker. Say hi to Francisco. He's our only subscriber for our podcast. I said he's our only subscriber for our podcast. So say hi, Francisco.
Hi, Francisco.
There you go.
So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Good jokes. It'll be, just
I'm pretty sure
make
it'll
it,
probably be jokes.
make a silly mistake. Just having fun with it. Killing off characters, rolling
Yeah, I was
new
about to say,
characters.
you're probably gonna end up killing characters, and then you can play different ones. That's just how. Well, granted, if I'm rolling, you may survive the entire time. But I forgot where I was going with the whole D&D thing.
Yeah, we're just talking about what we're doing with it. So I'm excited. Hopefully, by next couple podcasts or so, we'll be able to start a campaign. Plus, it'll be fun because the way you have it written, we can draw up extra characters, have them like ready to go when guest people come. We can load them up with the character. Well, I mean it's 11:20. We talked longer than I thought we were going to.
Yeah.
Well, there's like.
There's a huge part that we're gonna cut out for sure.
Yeah.
But
maybe.
I know this was hodgepodgey.
Yeah.
We'll see what comes out of it. I think even though honestly, I'm just gonna say it, this episode probably sucks. But
Even if we had 20 minutes of material.
exactly. But it's so good because it's gonna give us editing practice. It gave all of us talking practice. So I think
I like to get practice on talking.
But I mean, yeah. Francisco, I will not be upset if you don't like this episode. But I think it's still important that we still just keep doing them because that's the only way we're going to figure out how to do this better.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Until then, I guess I don't know. We're the three merry men.
Yeah. Have a day.
Have a day.
Bye.